So usually you have Bruno as your host, but today I'm pleased to say that we're turning the tables on our host to get his story and your journey on your road to procurement. So let me just start by talking a little bit about you and a little intro and your experience. So Bruno is an experienced procurement professional, currently serving as team lead, census and special procurements at StatsCan
That's correct.
since August 2022. He has led high profile, multi year Treasury Board submissions and driven agile procurement initiatives supporting business transformation. With a solid background spanning roles at the Department of National Defence and Employment and Social Development Canada, Bruno brings extensive experience in managing complex, multi-million dollar contracts, providing strategic procurement advice, and facilitating training for senior leaders. He is also the regular host of Supply Chain Ambassador podcast, where he engages government and industry experts in discussions on procurement and supply chain topics. Bruno holds a Bachelor of Commerce in Supply Chain Management and multiple certifications, recognized for his commitment to excellence and teamwork with several industry awards. So, with that, let's turn the tables and let's start by having you tell us what you do and describe your path to your current role.
Thank you for that. That is a phenomenal bio, if I have to say so myself. I'm blushing if you can't tell, because I never speak highly of myself to that degree. But I guess sometimes when you reflect and you look at the journey that you've been through, you start to realize, oh, wow, I have done that. I've made it this far. When it comes to my journey in procurement, I like to, when I look back at the very onset of just my professional career, I had no clue that I'd land up in the role that I am today. A lot of it had to do with just figuring out, I just fell into places that I needed to be. I think I'm one that always kept a positive outlook to things. So whenever an opportunity came, I always try to be, or challenges came, I always try to be positive and look to opportunities within that route. When I look back to my schooling specifically, I did something called, I like to call it the 10-year degree.
Okay.
Meaning I spent 10 years not knowing what I wanted to do
Mm.
until I landed into where I needed to be and then finished up with a degree and bachelor of commerce that was noted. But so some of the things that I meandered through was I started off in animation. We had
Yes. We
discussed
have that in
this
common, which
in
is
our
so amazing.
previous
Yes.
podcast. I loved it because had wanted to be a Disney animator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, I just loved the storytelling. I loved the images. So I was really passionate about that for about 2 years.
Okay.
Did that. And then I thought, I'm pouring so much. It is very demanding,
Yes.
as you note. You're spending long hours to yourself, working on your art, working on your craft. And it took away the joy from me to be able to express myself because if I'm doing it for a living, I don't
Mm.
enjoy it as much. So then
It's isolating.
it's isolating,
Yes.
yeah. And then I switched to public relations. I thought, okay, I'm gonna do something there in that field. I completed a certificate there. It was great, but it wasn't, I thought, when I had finished, I thought, now what? I still don't feel like this is a career that I want to be in. Then I switched to event management.
Okay.
Luckily for me, the Algonquin College, where I took the event management course, they pushed us to do an event with a $0 budget. And that was the challenge of the course. We're
Mm.
going to teach you, but at the end of it, you're going to put on a full event for raising money for charity.
Okay.
And that to me was very like a turning point for me because it pushed me to collaborate with my peers,
Mm.
to reach out and solicit for sponsorships, to plan. We're planning and we're writing detailed plans and logistics for every facet of that event. And we were able to raise about $10,000 for the Children's Wish Foundation, which was
Wow.
phenomenal. So I thought, okay, this is it, my career in event management. But then I did that for a little bit, and then I was still volunteering through, and I fell into a volunteer group called the APIX, the supply chain. The APIX acronym isn't suiting because it means something else, but
Right.
essentially it was the Supply Chain Association in Ottawa.
Okay.
Fell into that role, got to meet a lot of supply chain professionals, phenomenal people working in the industry, and they opened my eyes to the world of supply
Wow.
chain. And then through that, I got to then go back to school again to to take a supply chain degree,
Okay.
finish that, and that I made sure that the degree had co-op opportunities for me, so that not only would I be learning, I would also be having real world experience. And I think that really helped me speed up my entry into government. And
Yeah, the hands-on work, just doing it, doing the work. Yeah.
exactly,
Okay.
because my very first role at ESDC, at shared services and at ESDC, I was just thrust into the middle of it. But because I had met the supply chain professionals, so I knew about supply chain. I had the hands-on experience from my co-op and my internships. I
Yeah.
had the planning and logistics and teamwork from my event management
Mhm.
stint. I had the focus from my animation, being able to
Right.
focus and sit down.
Yes. Yeah.
So it all led up to this moment in government.
All those skills you were able to combine and put together
Mm,
and set out this career path for yourself. It's a fantastic journey.
Thank
It's
you.
not a straight line by any means, but
Yeah.
that's great. So, what do you love about your work now?
I love that I get to meet people, help
Okay.
clients. I'm a big client service guy.
Right.
Meeting and exceeding the expectations of clients
Mm,
really brings joy to my heart.
right.
Just because you know that they have a problem and an issue that they want resolved or a task to get through. And then you come in with your own experiences and you get to bring value to that and you get to lead them into the direction that they want to go to. But sometimes it's not so much the outcome. The outcome is very important, but it's the journey getting there
Yeah.
because you all have to get on the same page. You all have to communicate and share information together.
Yes.
A famous person once said, if you're the smartest one in the room, you're not
You're
in
the
the right.
wrong room, Scott. I love it.
And I'm making, and that was you who told you that.
Yes, I love it. And I just think that's so true because you can learn so much. And if you're the smartest one, you're not
Yeah.
going to learn anything. You
No.
have to be in a room with people who are going to be able to teach you things and you can absorb information.
Yeah.
And thank you for that shout out. Yeah. Not my quote, but I did relay it to you. But it's very true. It's very true. So that's great. Working with people is the thing you like the most and
Yeah.
having that outcome and being able to meet their needs and
Yeah.
and make sure that their journey is an easy one, probably. Put the pieces
Absolutely.
together for them.
Absolutely. And I think for instance, when I think of the Treasury Board submissions that we did, I just love that we just have to scrum, you know what I mean? Have to get together, scrum, figure it out. We're constantly in touch with each other. I'm speaking with senior management. We're talking with different departments, shared services, public works.
Yeah.
And we're all coming together to just figure this out and to put together a coherent submission. And to me, that was just, you're on the top of your game because you know you have to deliver.
Mm.
You have to be competent. And to me, I love that. I love the adrenaline in that.
Yeah.
And sometimes when like you said, I'd look around, I'm like, oh man, these other people are so much smarter than me. But we're all smart in what we know, right? In
Yeah.
our area of expertise.
Yeah.
And it was like for them to lean on me for procurement expertise
Yeah.
and to value my contribution, to me, that was just, I loved it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so you've said a little bit about why you love your work, but what are some misconceptions then about what you do? And you love your work, but what are some things that maybe are challenges or misconceptions along the way that you encounter?
So I'm gonna steal from my favorite podcaster again, you.
I love that. This is
I'm gonna
great.
borrow some of what you had said in your previous podcast, which is people often think procurement is a barrier,
Yes.
and that's just because they don't see half of what we do,
Yeah.
and it's very understandable, right? You come, you say, "Hey, I want to buy furniture. I want to buy this. What's taking so long, right?
Mm.
It's taking you 3 weeks to put in an order for laptops." And so I can understand their perspective, but at the same time, as when you put on the hat and things from a procurement view, the one of the challenges is that we have so many rules
Mm.
just to buy every little commodity, right? So
Yeah.
laptops have a completely different set of rules versus furniture, a complete different set of rules. And all those rules are in place because we're trying to avoid scandals, right? We're trying to be open, fair, and transparent about what we do. So it's not like we can just take a credit card and just go buy whatever laptops we want. We
Mm.
have to ensure that all the people, all the vendors in the laptop community have an input, an opportunity to be able to have us to get our business right.
Yeah.
So it's just navigating all those rules. And but I like to tell my clients that if you work with us, we can get through navigating those rules much faster. So we'll be open and transparent about all the rules that would that are involved in this procurement, and we will show you the path of least resistance to get to where you need to go.
So, with that, then, what are some of the challenges that you face and how do you overcome them when you meet some of these people who might think that there's roadblocks? And how do you manage that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a very great question. You run and hide. No, I'm
I'm sure we'd
joking.
like to sometimes.
No.
Head in the sand and "Okay, that's a Monday problem. Don't
Yeah,
talk to me
don't
today."
exactly. No, you just be open and you communicate.
Yeah.
You if they can see the hurdles that you're also struggling with, you can all align
Yeah.
to work through those hurdles together. And there's value in just keeping your clients updated,
Oh, yes, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
You don't want them wondering the what ifs or you keep them updated on their files because that's the best service you can give to them. Whether if your file is going to be delayed or if it's going to be expedient,
Yeah.
keep them abreast of the file and reach out because oftentimes I don't have the answers all by myself.
Mm.
So I always, the first thing I do if I don't know, I reach out to somebody who knows. And that could be someone within your team, someone in management positions, or experts. Like if you're working with commodities with public works or shared services, reach out to them because they do it for a living. They work on that commodity day in, day out, and they can give you guidance.
Yeah. So communication is probably
Communication.
the key to avoid any kind of challenges or help mitigate them because you're, like you said, even when there's a delay, like you were saying, if they
Mm,
know there's a delay, then they know and they can set themselves up to manage that. But if they don't know
mhm,
and you're not communicating it and they're like, what's going on? What's taking so long?
mm,
At least if you communicate, it just helps that collaboration for sure.
mhm,
Yeah.
exactly.
What exciting things are you working on? What new things, or what things do you like that keep your job exciting to begin with? Or what new things are you working on that make it exciting?
Today's episode was brought to you by Workaway Offices, Ottawa's premier flexible workspace provider. Workaway is not just a space, it's a vibrant community for building productivity, creativity, collaboration, with ergonomic furniture, high speed Wi Fi, free coffee and tea, on site parking, regular network events, and even mentorship opportunities. It's everything a professional needs under one roof. Whether you're a freelancer, a startup founder, or a remote worker, Workaway Offices makes work fun and flexible. So visit Workaway Offices to book a tour and learn more. Another great question. One of the biggest exciting things that I'll be working on is census in 2026.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been roped in as a procurement expert to help with census activities.
Okay.
And we all know that census is a no fail. We call it a no
Yeah.
fail mission, right? That's what StatCan is known for, right?
Right.
So you can't,
Yes.
it has its own set of rules and policies to follow. And I think that's very exciting because it's big, it's national, it affects impacts every Canadian, right? And I
Yeah.
think to me, there's certain pride that I get from saying, "Hey, I was part of that," but I can't take credit for it. It's the whole team that does it. I'm
Right.
only just a small component to the giant machine that is being census. That's which involves a lot of experts, a lot of people
Mm.
who've done this previous censuses. So I lean on them a lot because they have the knowledge, the experience to guide me. So that's really one of the most exciting things that I'm looking
It
forward to.
sounds like a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
So very exciting. I can't
Yeah.
imagine the pieces that have to go into place to make a
To
consensus,
make it
a census work.
yeah, and
A census that has to be, like you say, it can't fail. It has to be accurate.
mhm,
There's so much work that must go into it. Extremely exciting to be part of something so big.
absolutely. And if you think about it too, it's wide reaching, right? So
Yeah.
we're reaching not just people in the major cities, but in remote communities too, right?
Mm.
We have to get census data from that. And
Yeah.
there's challenges to going up all the way to those remote areas to reach people. So oftentimes we're from procurement, we're buying very non-standard things that we would buy here because
Right.
maybe to reach someone in a remote location, you got to get a special plane. You can't just send a numerator there. And
Yeah.
there's special So there's a lot of it. It's very cool. Yeah.
That sounds really
Mhm.
interesting. So good luck with that. I'll look for census information coming my way and know you were a part of it. I'll think of you when I get my information. So what is your advice to procurement officers or just people who want to get into the field?
Yeah, the biggest thing is to get out there, get to meet people. Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't hide behind a screen. Get out there, meet
Yeah.
people. That's really one of the biggest things I would say. And sometimes, yes, you meet people and you don't have the necessary experience or resume at that point. But I think just being present, like I said, I always tell myself, if you like quotes, I know you like
I
quotes.
love quotes. I love a
This is
good
a quote that
quote.
I always tell
All right.
myself.
Love it.
If your name is not in the pot, you're never going to be chosen. So
Oh,
if you're,
yeah. Like that. Okay,
yeah,
that's going in my book of quotes.
yeah. If you don't put yourself out there with the people that you want to be working with, right, then you'll never get to being in that space.
Yeah, that's
And
very true.
yeah.
Yeah, didn't Gretzky say something? Isn't there a line about you don't make something about goals and not making a goal about the shots you don't take or something like that?
Ah,
I'm not sure how that quote goes
you
exactly, but there's
missed 90%
of
of
the
it.
shots you never take.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it
something.
is.
Yeah.
I hope that we don't have Gretzky fans listening who are like
We're
thinking,
just
who are shaking their fists at us right now. Going, you should know what that quote is. So apologies to Gretzky fans who know that quote, and we just butchered it. So can you share a call to action then?
Mhm.
And what would that be?
My call to action, and I'm gonna be very, what's the word? Very, I'm just gonna promote my podcast, is
Yes,
what I'm
please
saying.
do. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, listen to the podcast and share the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think building a community in this space is very valuable.
Yeah.
It's very unconventional because when you work in government, you typically want a very conventional communication approach where it's like we wait till policy tells us what to do, and
Mm.
we wait until management creates a space for us to then go and share information with one another. And it's no, it doesn't have to be that way. I want to be able to create that space that people can come. If I'm alluding to my point earlier, being in the space with the right people, I want to create that space where people can come in and learn and grow and bring value to the community and take value from the podcast. I really want to help build that community approach.
Yeah.
So I definitely would lean on support from the community, whether it's just if you have a guest that you think will bring value, let me know.
Yeah.
Whether it's sharing the podcast, whether it's coming in to give your own two spiels, or even suggesting ideas. I had someone suggest to me, hey, because I had invited them to be on the podcast, and they said, hey, I can't be on the podcast, but let me know when you start a panel discussion.
Oh,
That's so,
okay.
okay. I didn't think of that, but if
Yeah.
there's appetite for that, I think that would be lovely to have
Yeah.
a panel discussion on our profession.
I will say that before you reached out, I had heard of your podcast.
Mm.
I would never have thought of being a guest. I
Mhm.
wasn't sure that I had an interesting story to tell. So just having, like you said, that outlet to meet people and get their perspectives, this is a great way to do that.
Mm.
So I encourage anyone who has a path to share to reach out to you, because it was a great way for me to reflect and go, well, maybe my career path is interesting to someone. Maybe
Oh,
they will
yes.
find value in it. But you don't always think that until you're given the opportunity to reflect and be a guest. So I hope that people do reach out and be a guest, because it's a fabulous way to chat and learn more about the industry, people in the industry,
Yeah.
and a great way to come together. So it's fantastic. So thank you for doing the podcast and letting me turn the tables on you today.
Thank you.
I loved hearing your journey.
Thank you. I don't normally get to talk a lot. I usually I'm at the other end. I love to listen, but this is also very new for me, and this would not have happened had you not suggested this podcast switching of roles. So I want to thank you.
Well, I'm glad you were open to it, because I'm like, you probably don't get a chance to tell your story. You're asking everybody else questions, but I'm sure you have a very interesting path. And lo and behold, you did. So there
Yeah.
you go. So thank you very much for letting me turn the tables on you and being here with you today, and keep up the great podcasts. And good luck in the future with all the guests that you bring on.
Thank you, JJ.